Welcome to ZANG TUMB TUMB Radio Hour. It's the ZANG TUMB TUMB Hour! You are listening to WXJM 88.7 on your FM dial. Welcome, everyone.
Welcome to an exciting night with our special guest, Neil from the Neo-Futurists from Chicago.
Yes.
What's up? Hi, how are you guys?
Doing great. We have a little story for the guests.
Excuse us for being a little bit late tonight, guys. I've had the worst luck of my life this week, you see, and Grayson here had to come pick me up and drive an hour drive, which ended up taking 2 hours.
There was a complete standstill on the interstate. We thought we were going to have to cancel the show. We very nearly did. I had a message ready to send to everyone being like, sorry, but we're going to have to do this another time.
But here we are. We cut around the shoulder on the highway and everything's great.
Several illegal moves on the highway, but you know what? We're here now. And we're here with Neil
we don't encourage
Bhandari.
Bhandari, but you're doing
Bhandari,
great.
yes.
If that's the worst thing that happens in the next 45 minutes, so go.
Just a brief explanation, if any of the listeners don't know. The Neo-Futurists are I guess you call them a performance troupe from Chicago, doing futurist-inspired just performances. I hesitate to call them like theater or anything, but they're most well known for probably their performance, The Infinite Wrench, where they have an hour to do as many teeny tiny, like 1 to 2 to 3 minute long plays in rapid succession. And I am curious, Neil, how exactly, like when people ask you like, what is the Neo-Futurists? What exactly do you call it? Because it's hard to exactly call it like strictly theater, but it's not like just performance either. I don't know, what is it?
We consider ourselves an experimental theater company.
Okay.
The company's been around for 35 years with a ever changing active ensemble. And the work that we do is the genre of work that we make is Neo-Futurism, and the basic tenets of it are that we perform non-illusory theater. So like whatever we're doing, whatever we say we're doing is what we're actually doing. We don't play characters. We are ourselves on stage. We are telling our own stories on stage. In our home show, The Infinite Wrench, which we perform 50 weekends a year, every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we perform 30 original plays. We attempt to perform 30 original plays in 60 minutes. So we have a menu of 30 plays, and then we perform those in random order each night as chosen by the audience. And then at the end of that weekend, we cut a given number of plays. We write new plays over the course of that week. And by the following Friday, we have anywhere from 2 to 12 new plays that have cycled into that menu of 30.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes. The one I saw from you guys is The Infinite Wrench. But first, like, big question, though, I guess, is I'm interested, the name Neo-Futurism has its roots in old school, like, Russian and Italian futurism, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you guys exactly take from those movements?
I think at the time, it was sort of about sort of blowing up the idea of what traditional art had been at that time and how experimental work, experimental theater across the board, not just in the arts, had the power to transform culture, transform society. Obviously, with the futurists, that kind of went awry at some point. Kind of dabbled a little too hard in worlds of,
at least the Italian futurists.
Yeah, exactly. So to be honest with you, I mean, the name the Neo-Futurists started with the founding of the company. So nobody who is like currently active ensemble was like a part of that era. Like I said, the company's been around for 35 years, but it's been an ever changing group of folks in it. So usually, usually the average ensemble member in the company stays around for anywhere from call it 4 to 7 years, give or take on either end of that. So, I mean, at this point, we're pretty far removed from the original ensemble of the company. But Yeah, I mean, I think the notion was, especially to think of what the art scene, the theater scene looked like 35 years ago. You're talking long before social media, long before the internet was popularized, long before even music videos were even much of a thing. So the idea of these very strong, solid, very, very brief pieces of art that were making strong statements in a very short amount of time was very new to the world, to the theater scene, to the art making community locally. So I think it just made sense to kind of like pay homage to a movement that had sort of previously operated under the same sort of intention.
Yeah,
of course. Yeah.
Would you say there's any like the shows I saw a show recently, and it's just like it's super fast, and all the plays are like vastly different topics, and it covers so many things at once. But is there any like unifying theme you'd say you're going for in a show?
No, I mean, honestly, like with pretty strong intent, there's always a desire for the show to be pretty wide ranging. And that's because, we as individuals are obviously like, not just us, the ensemble, but everybody is we're complex people, man. But no, so the idea is for the most part, you want to capture a range of emotions and vibes and feelings and textures. And so we have a very strong intention with every show, with every menu, that we want the overall menu to be balanced, right? So that there's a wide range of tones and tenors, et cetera. But we also challenge ourselves to balance ourselves in the menu, right? So no single performer necessarily wants to or should have, say, like 3 like slapstick comedy pieces in it or 3 super dramatic monologues in it, right? The idea is like showing the most complete version of yourself that you can in that brief amount of time, because that's also like how to best engage an audience who might, not pull at every single play or every single vibe, but like there's going to be some stuff there for everybody.
Oh yeah,
there definitely is.
I do performance myself, partially inspired by your guys' stuff.
Oh, cool.
So I know how it works. I do it with one other person mainly. I'm sure she'll call in at some point.
She definitely will.
Right.
No, I understand that totally.
A big, huge part of the show you kind of mentioned is like the audience engagement and participation. Like when I saw the show, I was part of the summer residue bit, which was hilarious for the audience. They called me up on stage and sprayed my feet with water to simulate ocean waves.
Yes,
and then covered me in sand.
Right.
Do audience members that do that ever get mad at you for like what you do to them, and do you care?
Great question. Do audience members get mad, and do we care? I think the amount that we care depends on how intensely hurt or angry or upset they are. But no, I mean, we try to be pretty mindful of who gets pulled up. We do strive to be a very like inclusive and sensitive and caretaking place. So the idea isn't to like make anyone excessively uncomfortable. So even when it comes to audience participation, like we fully believe that consent is ongoing, and even if someone says they're up for doing a play earlier in the night, or even when we call them up, they're always welcome to say like, actually, I don't want to do this, right? So the intention is not to embarrass or hurt or humiliate anybody. But with that being said, part of Neo-Futurism is like risk and chance, and a lot of these plays involve risk and chance for ourselves. And so similarly, I think when an audience member does consent to come on stage, they're kind of also consenting to the idea that like outside of physical harm, they don't know what exactly might happen to them or be asked of them. And I think for the most part, at this point we have enough of a reputation that our audience is fairly self-selecting. So most of the folks who come out,
they know what they're getting into.
They kind of know what they're getting into. And those who aren't up for it are usually going to like tuck themselves away towards the rear middle of the theater so that they can't even, so it's too much of a hassle to pull them up anyways,
Yeah. Here's an important question we have to ask you. What would you do if you were in the Neo-Fututorium one day, your wonderful little space, and you're walking around, nobody else let's just say nobody else is there. Like maybe you left something there and you're going to get it. And you see a door that you've never seen before. It's behind some of the chairs. You open it and it's a dark, scary room. And there are 8 jail cells in there with gaunt, beaten chimps inside.
I'm going to absolutely require you to repeat that last phrase.
So, in all the jail cells in there are 8 jail cells, and inside each of them is a gaunt, beaten chimp.
Gaunt, beaten chimp. Thank you.
And they look angry.
What do you do?
Gaunt, beaten chimps that are angry. Wow. I think the first thing that I do is turn on every light that I can possibly find. And then, what do? I go grab a flashlight. I probably text like 2 people. I probably text, I text Connor, the artistic director. I text Annie. Maybe I text KR, and I'm just like, yo, there are 8 gaunt, beaten chimps behind this mysterious door. If the 4 of us move on them, we've at least got like, we don't have numbers, but at least it's like, it's a 2-on-1 that I think we might be able to swing because they're gaunt.
Well, okay, but what would you do if one of them said, it's part of a new bit I'm working on. I'm working on this new bit for the next show. And you just got to trust me on this one. Do you take ethical issue with the fact that
I do. I'm going to take ethical issue on the trapped gaunt chimp.
That is reassuring to know that no matter what, you won't tolerate chimp abuse.
No. I mean, all for experimental theater to like push the limits and boundaries, but when it comes to like beaten chimps, I mean, what are we doing here?
No animal testing.
Chimps are just little guys, Why are we
just supporting animal testing. No animal testing on Neo-Futurists.
I think
not at all.
I think this is a perfect segue into our hypothetical section.
Oh yes, I think so.
Wait, so that one wasn't hypothetical?
Well, that was the beginning of it. We have various hypothetical scenarios for you, though. Should we do the
OJ one?
Yeah, let's do the OJ one. So imagine that you're going into the Futurarium, right? Futurarium.
Yeah, we just call it the Neo-Futurist Theater now.
Yeah. Okay, well, imagine you're heading into the theater one day, and you're about to meet up with the ensemble, get ready for the show that night, and they're all acting really normal, and then out of the door behind you comes O.J. Simpson. And none of them react at all. Not even a little bit. It's a very normal night. OJ just walks over, starts putting on his costume or changing his clothes or whatever he's doing to get ready for the show. And
sure.
What do you do?
So this is a performance night or a rehearsal?
It's a performance night, and OJ's heading on as if he's one of the ensemble.
Everybody's like talking to him like he's one of the team. Like they're like, like, oh, you ready for this one? And like he's like, yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah. What's your reaction?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm a little surprised. I'm a lot surprised, but at this point, I think there's enough trust. There's enough trust in the room and amongst the ensemble where I'd be like, okay, like, I guess somebody knows OJ and has just been like keeping that under wraps for the last 6 years while I've been in the company. But I think as long as OJ is like, being his like 2023 or 1974 self and not his 1994 self. I think I would like not necessarily make that cause for myself not doing the show that night.
Yeah. Do you mention anything to anyone about it, or you just take it as normal?
Say that again?
Do you mention anything to anyone about it, or you just accept it as the new normal?
No, I think in the same way that anytime any of us have seen any celebrity in this space, we talk about it. I think if O.J. Simpson were suddenly part of the ensemble, we would probably have a conversation about it. At the very least, trying to remember when he auditioned and when we cast him.
Okay. This is very revelatory.
It is.
Yeah. Are you learning a lot about our process?
We are.
Yeah.
Good.
Should we have a call in for a hypothetical?
Yeah. Okay. Let's get some call-ins real quick.
Okay.
Especially, you can call in with any question, but if you have
preferably a hypothetical right now.
Feel free to call in at 540-285-0012. That is 540-285-0012.
This is my real phone number.
That is Archer's personal phone number. Feel free to call it anytime.
Any time of the day or night.
But especially now. We also have it in the Discord in our announcements. If you're on that, you can take a look. But we're going to keep on with the questions until we get a call in.
Wait, so was it Archer who blew up his motorcycle?
It was, yeah.
Yesterday, today?
And we're already getting a call in.
We are getting a call in from the one and only Grain of Sand. You're live on air, Grain of Sand.
All right, put her on the microphone. Put her on the microphone.
Hey, Chicago Neo-Futurists. How's it going?
Hi, good. How are you?
Super. So what Grayson's failing to tell you is that me and him have a 2 years old performance group that is really awesome and cool. And I need to talk to you about it, but I won't do that right now because we're on air. And I want you to know about that. And it's called Doomsday X3, okay? It's very important to me that you know this.
It's called Doomsday Extreme?
X3.
X3.
Doomsday?
Full name is
Doomsday. Okay,
Doomsday,
cool.
Doomsday.
You know, I wasn't going to mention it on air, but I guess she's a little less reserved than I.
No, yeah, well, that's why it's good to have your creative partner call,
right?
Because then it doesn't look like it was such a plant, you know?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Wait, what are you
Smooth. This is
talking
smooth. I love it.
Do you have a hypothetical, Ella? Or Grain of Sand?
I guess, man, if you want me to have one.
Well,
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
the hypothetical section.
Okay. Fine. Fine.
Well,
Do you want
lay it on us. Lay it on us.
Okay, right off the top of my head, let's see here. Okay. Hypothetically, if you were walking along the road to, I don't know, what's your favorite place to go in Chicago?
My favorite place to go in Chicago, let's say right now, it is the lake. While the weather is still reasonable, my favorite place is still the lake.
Okay, so you're walking to the lake in Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's summer, right? But the lake is completely frozen over. And you're walking towards the lake, you're like, oh my god, wait, is it frozen? You look at it, it is frozen. So you go and you walk onto the lake, right? You stand on the lake. You're looking through the ice in the lake, and you see through the ice that there are a bunch of like people trapped under the ice, banging on the ice. Like, let me out.
Are they gaunt? Are these people gaunt and beaten?
What? Sorry?
He asked if they're gaunt and beaten.
Oh no, they're healthy.
Okay.
Oh, they're healthy people. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
It's new, and then they have like there's two people. There's only like two people banging, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the other two people have signs that are saying, "Hey, come on down here. It's actually really nice." And they have signs, and they're holding them up, trying to get you to come down. And there's a little hole in the ice you could climb into and join them.
Okay.
So, do you join them or do you try to save the people as screaming?
No. I think I start with saving the screamers, and then I assuming I'm successful in saving at least one of them, I kind of get the lowdown, like, hey, what happened? How did you get down there? Was it good? Is it as good as those people's signs say? You don't seem to be having the same experience that they did. And then based on that first person's response, I will potentially try to save the second banger, assuming I have time. And then
The second banger?
If it's and then if the people with the signs still seem like they're having a good time, I might dip a toe in. I might dabble.
In the frozen
What
lake?
if you go to save them? What if you go to save them and they pull you in and then they seal it closed and you're trapped there? And then they cover your mouth and they tie all your hands up from behind your back and you can't move. And then they put you in a box and they lock the box and you can't get out of the box. And then they put you at the bottom of the lake and you can't move and you're trapped there. And
I guess this feels less like a hypothetical,
Yeah,
more like
what
sort
would
of
you do then?
finished. Like I feel like the situation doesn't really call for an answer,
Well,
what would you do?
We're great button on the end there. No, I feel like the question is essentially like, let's pretend you're dead. What would you do? I guess nothing. I would remain dead under my favorite place in Chicago.
Well, we appreciate the hypothetical, caller.
If you have more questions, caller, you can put them in the Type Talk chat in our Discord.
We'll also be accepting more calls later.
Yes.
Okay.
I simply cannot wait.
I want to know that I'm desperate to speak to you because I am in love with your organization and everything you do is amazing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I look forward to checking out Doomsday X3.
Thank you. You're my
They hung up.
All right.
Well, you're their hero.
I think we can comfortably move on from the hypothetical section.
Yes, I agree.
I feel like the difficult thing with the hypotheticals is it just went from 0 to 60 so fast.
That's the joy. That's like, the beauty of the hypotheticals, though.
Okay, sure, sure. I just feel like there wasn't a lot of like wiggle room for like free thinking, and you know, it was just like a lot of like beaten chimps and frozen people under the ocean.
Well, you know, it's more about like imagining the sheer bewilderment of being in that situation.
It's true. No, and you there was some room to play with OJ.
Yeah.
All right, next question though. Let's see here. Okay, here's a good one. Are there any patron saints of the Neo-Futurists? Like, are there any people that you like are like, man, like these, like either A, these people like are our biggest inspirations, they're like our heroes of Neo-Futurism, or B, they're like this guy always helps us, and like they're always here, and like they like make our shows so much better. Is there any patron saints?
Oh, that's a fun question. I'll be honest with you. I would say like absolutely not. Like,
wow,
I don't think
really?
I think we have some great fans. I think we have some great alumni who were like, you know, in the company back in the day or recently. But I think what makes our situation so unique and so fortunate is that like the wheel just keeps turning, and every time new people join the company, they feel like they're immediately like integral to the work that we do. And every time someone leaves, it feels like, oh, how the hell is this company going to function without this person or this person or this person? And, you know, it's almost sad to say it because I know that I'm closer to the end of my time with the company than the beginning. But like, the fact is the work keeps coming and the work stays great because that's the nature of the structure of it, you know, is that like we try not to loosen the rope. We try to hold the standards high every week so that we can be proud of what we're doing. Cause it's a huge life commitment. Your first year in the Neos, you have to do the show 40 weeks a year.
Wow.
Right. So that means 120 shows plus 40 rehearsals. So 160 nights of the year. No questions asked. You have to be at the theater. And then in addition to that, there's random gigs and fundraisers and other things. So I think like the only way to justify putting that much of yourself and your life and sacrificing that much of your outside life into it is to just like, you know, just push at it as hard as you possibly can. And I think for that reason, it stays strong. And for that reason, as many like cool people who have been around the space and have supported the company over the years, I don't think there's any like quote unquote patron saints for that specific reason, at least in my opinion.
Yeah. All right. We have two people have asked the same question in our Discord live chat here. They're wondering how you personally got involved with the Neo-Futurists.
So I'm a Chicago native, so I was sort of familiar with them for a while, but I was not really a theater person per se. I was more in the realm of like music and like writing in general. And, let's see. I don't know. I was familiar with them. I was in the neighborhood. I saw a show or two a while back, and it kind of like reminded me that they existed. And immediately I was like, oh wow, this is like type of art that I forgot existed, and a type of like performance and self on stage that is not like anything else. And so I just started like showing up and being around. And then I auditioned back in 2014. Wow. With really no theater background whatsoever. I didn't do theater in high school. I didn't do theater in college. But I auditioned in 2014 and I got a call back, but then I did not get in. So after that, I really made a point of like sticking around as much as possible, seeing the shows as much as possible. And then, the person who at that time was the artistic director, Kurt Chang, he was making a show with ensemble member Lily Mooney called The Arrow, and that was sort of more of a like experimental live lit sort of thing, and so they asked me to be a part of that. And so from then on, I was just around the space more and got to know more of the ensemble. And then I again auditioned the next time it came up in 2017. And that's when I got in. So that's the other thing. We hold auditions so infrequently and cast so few people. So it's really, it's a matter of like luck and timing and just having, and then having the ability to commit yourself to it so much and wanting to be a part of it so badly that you're willing to put everything else aside for it.
Yeah,
definitely. One more question from the chat. What are the auditions like at a group like that?
So basically the first weekend of audition, we'll put out an open call and, we'll usually end up seeing anywhere between, maybe 100 and 200 people.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
That's
And so that first audition will literally be, our ensemble will just be sitting in the house and we will bring you in. You will perform a maximum 2-minute Neo-Futurist play. You will finish that play. If you don't finish it in 2 minutes, we'll call time and then we'll thank you. We'll walk you out and then bring the next person in. So it's a full weekend from like breakfast to dinner of us just sitting in the room watching almost 100 people a day come through.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. And then after that, we gather and we, make decisions on who is going to get a callback. And then the next weekend is, maybe anywhere from 15 to 20 people. They get a callback and they're asked to do another 2-minute solo play as well as a 2-minute group piece where they will bring us on stage and they'll direct us and lead us in an ensemble based piece. And then we'll also have a short, 10 to 12 minute interview with that person where we ask them questions. They have time to ask us questions. And then based on that, we go into deliberations and it's always a really super lengthy, super emotional process where, everyone's deeply invested in it. So yeah, it's pretty intense for everyone on both sides of it.
A really big part of the show is that you guys write your own material every week. So do the people auditioning make their own 1 or 2 minute play or do you give them something to read?
Yeah, no, they absolutely write their own. I mean, cause that's what we're basing the decisions on for the most part, is what are they bringing in? Basically, if someone gets a callback, that means they brought in 3 plays total, right? Their play from the first week and then the 2 plays for the callback week. So that gives us a small sample. And then we also require a writing portfolio for anyone who auditions. So yeah, it's pretty extensive and pretty thorough.
Yeah, sounds like it. Okay, I'd like to remind the audience that they can call in at any time. Sorry now.
How about we have a call-in section right now?
Because there's a guy in the chat who's like, when can I call in? When can I call in? You can call in now.
Oh, come on. Call
right
in,
now,
guys.
right now.
Yeah.
Call-in section right now.
I gotta talk to the guy in the chat.
While we're waiting.
We're getting a call.
Oh, actually, no. He's got it right. He just called the same guy.
Hello, guest. You're on air.
Hello. I'm listening to the show right now, and I'm liking it very much. I think you, ZooPainterr, ArcanePainterr, and Jess are doing a good job.
Those are our usernames.
I have a question.
Go ahead, caller.
Well, this can either be about you personally or the Neo-Futurists in general.
Great.
What would you guys consider a miracle to be?
That's a beautiful question.
That's such a beautiful question. Wow. I love that question. What would a miracle be? A miracle would be, oh gosh, I'm gonna be a little sweetheart here. I'm just gonna say a miracle would be funding for the arts. A miracle would be us not having to spend 3 months a year fundraising to keep our lights on. That to me would be a miracle.
That would be.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Caller, while I've got you on the phone, what would you consider a miracle?
It's a fantastic question.
Any amazing act of good I did not consider likely.
Wait, can you say that again?
Any amazing... Oh, go ahead.
Amazing act of good I did not consider likely.
Oh, yeah. I like that answer.
Yeah.
That's great.
Good answer.
Yeah, that's a pretty good answer.
It's a pretty good answer.
Do you have any other questions, caller?
Not at this time. Thank you.
Well, thank you for calling in.
Thank you so much for the call, caller.
I like that caller so much.
He's a great guy. He's a real local. We love him.
he's a Doomsday X3 fan club Discord regular,
He sure
to
is.
say the least.
You know, segueing off of his question, I think we could talk a little bit about the world. Oh, we're getting another question.
Well, let me ask the question first. Put them on hold. Well, I'll just put them on hold. You
Okay.
ask the question.
Okay,
You just
so
want to talk about the world in general? Or?
well, no. We're considering. Do you have an optimistic or a pessimistic worldview? Do you think the world is destined for beauty and greatness, or do you think it's destined for something less great?
No, I think the world is pretty much what it is, you know? I don't think, I don't know, there are these people who say things like, art will save the world, and it's like, well, no, of course art won't save the world, the world's been around, and art's been around, and nothing's being saved, but, it's not also, I don't know, I think the world, for the most part, is in a, it's generally a perpetual holding pattern, right? There's, always, really great things and really shitty things, and really bad things.
Button.
You dumped me, right?
We dumped you.
Sorry, sorry about
It's
that.
It's all right. We all make mistakes.
We all do it.
I have many times.
But yeah, no. So I think people. I don't know. I think we trouble ourselves too much trying to imagine some finish line, whether that's a good one or a bad one. And I think I'm increasingly comfortable with the idea that things remain in this sort of every day there's reasons to lose hope, and every day there's reasons to believe in the present.
That's a beautiful answer. But everything we can do to just make it as good as it can be in the present is a good thing to do.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Great answer.
That is a pretty good answer. We actually have another call-in guest here. I believe it's the same one from earlier.
It is.
Go ahead and call.
You're live, caller.
You're live.
Hey, I'm bumping you in my bar right now. The people are listening. I thought this would be an interesting interview, but it's terrible, actually. And honestly, I'm just bored and I'm losing customers. Can you get something interesting on the air? Because I'm telling you what, the people are leaving, and I don't have anything else to play.
Okay, you know what? We'll do something. We'll ask a relevant question then. You hear about the alien thing that they did in Mexico? Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah, and then today they're trying to say that those aliens are fake.
Yeah, what do you make of that? What do you make of the whole aliens?
They're real. Did you see them?
Yeah, I saw them.
They're beautiful.
I like the way they look. I like their.
I do too.
I like how cartoonish they look.
Yeah, they're so small, and they're just in those little incubators. What's not to like?
It is fantastic.
They're like little preemies, you know?
Hey, what would you do if you were alone in the Neo-Futurarium?
Neo-Futurists Theater.
The Neo-Futurists Theater. And you were alone there, and it was dark, and in a little 3-foot alien like that came running in, and he grappled onto you. And he ran away. Would you tell anyone? Would you tell anyone about it?
Would you believe it happened?
Would I what? Would I believe in them?
Would you believe it happened?
Or would you think you were crazy?
I know. I would 100% believe it happened. I wouldn't rush to tell anyone. I think I would do because didn't the person who found them in Mexico just keep them in a shoebox or something?
I think so.
Or something like that.
I would do that. I would just keep him in a little shoebox for a little while.
No, but you only see him once, and then he runs away forever.
He's gone forever. You can't tell anyone.
Oh, I don't get to keep him. I thought you said they were jumping on me.
Well, he runs away.
He jumps on you, but before you can get him, he runs away. He's too slimy to catch.
I see. Well, yeah, of course I would believe it happened.
Okay, that's cool.
Would you tell anyone about it?
That's a good question. I think, yeah, I think I would. I think I would accept the fact that people wouldn't believe me, but I think I would tell them about it. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, reasonable.
Hey, guys.
All right. Any more questions?
Got a caller on the air. Caller, what?
Oh, all right. So my question is, if you ever had, if someone asked you, like, what are your favorite funny noises to make? What noises would you make? And my second question is, have you guys ever been interviewed like this on a podcast before? Thank you.
It's not a podcast. It's a radio show.
Oh, yeah, this changes everything if this is a podcast.
Well, what are your favorite funny noises?
What are my favorite funny noises?
Like to make with a mouth.
Like, ba-la-la-la-la-la.
Oh, just like a tongue waggle?
Or like, just whatever,
kind of mouth noise.
whatever silly little mouth noise you like to make.
There's this person I used to know who would make this like horrible throat noise when she was eating. That would be like,
Oh.
and it would be like you would be eating, and it's just like, why are you suddenly going? I'm positive that noise is not conveying properly over a cell phone. But so then I would like get in the habit of like making that noise just to amuse myself, because the times I would ordinarily hear it, it would just be killing my appetite.
Yeah.
So I would say that's a mouth noise that I like. Yeah, that's a mouth noise.
It's a good one.
Thanks. I have no idea how it sounded on your end, but it felt good.
It sounded pretty cool.
It worked pretty good, yeah.
Good.
And as for the second question, what was your second question, caller, again?
People are lining up at the bar now. I'm
podcast
gonna have to leave.
Oh, yeah,
They're looking for drinks.
Okay, well, our caller's leaving, but they asked,
Have you ever been on a radio show like this before? How often do people ask to talk to you guys?
I've been on a radio show a few times on behalf of the Neos. I will admit, this is a super unique and cool experience. I've never been on a radio show like yours before.
well, thank you. Ain't that just sweet?
Oh, shucks.
Oh, shucks. We're just two good old boys from Virginia. We don't know nothing about
The thing that I like about a show like yours is that I can't tell if I'm in on the joke or if the joke is on me, and either way, I'm fully down.
We don't know either, really.
We don't really. Okay.
I'll go ahead. I got a question.
Okay,
actually. Okay. So, did you go to college? And if you did you think it is worth it whatsoever for what you're doing?
Oh, that's such a good question to be asked by two people who are in college right now.
Yeah.
On a college official radio station at a college.
Yeah. Wow. Don't let me cost you your scholarships here.
I mean, I'm in it for. I don't have any scholarships, and I'm in this. I'm a junior. I'm not backing out now.
You're just in it for the love of the game, huh?
Yeah.
What is college worth it? Here's the thing. I left college with a small handful of lifelong friends. That kind of made it worth it, but I also left college with, I think, $48,000 in student debt.
Oh, wow.
And when I think about it, it's like, well, I wouldn't have had those exact friends, but I would have had different lifelong friends if I had done something else that didn't give me $48,000 in debt.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the other thing. I'm a bad person to ask because I was an English major.
I'm an English major.
ZooPainterr.
You can call me Grayson, but yeah, I'm an English major too.
Okay, great. So I'm quite content with where my life has ended up. I actually, literally, like right now, on my the thing that I did right before getting on the phone with you guys is I'm currently teaching a theater class at my alma mater, which is like something that just suddenly kind of fell in my lap. That being said. If you have the time and the money and the desire to, you should go to college, but you shouldn't go to college because you think it's going to make you smarter or a better person or give you the life of your dreams.
That's pretty good advice. That's pretty sound advice.
That is pretty solid.
Cool.
So, next question. Do you think Frankensteins are real?
Multiple Frankensteins.
What was the second part? Wolf and Frankenstein?
Multiple Frankensteins.
Do you think multiple Frankensteins are real?
I think multiple Frankensteins are real. So, and this is not the hype. This is not the gotcha. Actually, the doctor is Frankenstein. And
no. Do you think multiple Frankensteins are real?
Yeah. Do you think they're out there?
I don't think they're all real.
Sorry, a call-in guest told us that we had to scream.
That you had to scream?
Yeah, someone in the chat said, scare him a little bit, scream now, scream out of the blue. And so we asked you that question to get you off guard.
I feel like I'm feeling like I'm actually too tethered to the earth for the energy you guys are giving, but I can't tell you how much I love the energy at the same time. I'm sorry that I'm so fucking like. Mellowed out. Sorry. I'm so freaking mellowed out right now.
You're okay.
No, I said freaking. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, we're late night, so it's a little more lax.
Nobody really knows.
Okay.
Well, the FCC has like rules that are like you could do a little more late night, but they're not clear. It's weird. I don't know. I don't understand.
Yeah, we just gotta write it down.
Is the FCC still run by Colin Powell's son?
I don't know.
I have no clue.
Okay. Are you guys old enough to know who Colin Powell is?
Yeah, I know who he is, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
I've heard the name.
Okay, yeah. He was like, whatever. I think his son ran the FCC for a minute there, but
Really?
anyways, I don't know. If they call you, you can give them my number. I'll give them the business.
Okay. Well, this is good because apparently, according to our guests, our listeners,
We did not get. We didn't
apparently
get
the dumb button isn't working. It's fine.
We'll be fine. We'll just write it down in the book.
Yeah, all right. We have a book. We have a boo-boo book. All is well.
I have a question.
Yeah, ask.
One of the awesomest things you guys do is when you head into the theater, everyone coming to the show gets a special name tag.
Yes.
And I loved that when I went, but I'm wondering, like, does everybody do that? And like, have you done that before? Or is it like a specific person's job? If you have done it, what are your favorite name tags?
Oh gosh. So yeah, to start at the top of that, yes. So there are a handful of duties that we are responsible for every show, right? So one person is the conductor, and that's the person who you'll see like leading the speech, leading the show when the show begins. But then we also have the two people who are out front doing like the safety speech, and then we have the two people doing the name tags. And then we have the person who's handing you your menu when you walk in. So that's all determined 2 minutes before the show starts. We gather in a circle that we call love. We talk about who we're gonna do the show for, and then we assign those duties. So it's like, okay, who wants to do the safety speech tonight? Who wants to name tag? So in that moment, two people will say that they're going to name tag. So that's just assigned right at the last minute. Everybody can do it. Everybody does it. The whole point of these duties is that we're all capable of doing all of them on any given night. And then you said, have I ever done? Yeah, of course I've done it. I will admit that's not my favorite. That's not my favorite duty because it usually involves having headphones on and sunglasses on. And I think I like to be a little more directly connected to the person.
Yeah.
But, let's see. I don't know. The danger with name tagging is that like you actually have to fight your instincts because there's this instinct to see somebody and then write something for them that's like directly based on their appearance, and that's like the worst thing you can possibly do.
And also, it's not as funny.
Yeah.
You would think so, but but I don't know. So like, I don't know. Sometimes you get like an old timer in the house and you'll call him like Thick Bush or something, and it's like, great. Like there's Thick Bush for the rest of the night. So every time I look into this 70-year-old man's eyes, I'm going to be thinking of him as Thick Bush for the rest of the night.
That's so sick.
Luck of the draw, Thick Bush.
All right. We're going to ask two more questions and then we're going to start wrapping things up.
That sounds incredible.
So, first question, this is one of ours. We're going to do one of ours and one of our beautiful chat members' questions. So chat members, choose your favorite. So our question is, are there any other groups like you guys that are doing something that you think is as cool, or not as cool maybe, but almost as cool as what you guys are doing, that you could shout out? And especially, are there any in Chicago? And then are there like really cool things in your area?
Yeah, so first of all, we do have sister companies who started branched out off of and by Chicago Neo-Futurists. So we have a branch in New York and in San Francisco that were started by former Chicago Neos. So there's the New York Neo-Futurists and the San Francisco Neo-Futurists in those respective cities. I think the New York Neos just hit their 15-year anniversary, and San Fran is at 9 or 10. There's a group in Chicago right now. It's been around for a little bit now called Stop Motion Plant, and they were actually a group of students who took our intro class, and they liked the work, but also liked each other so much that they didn't want to stop doing it once that 8-week class was over. So they kind of took it onto themselves to continue working together. And out of that, they've built a company that's now been around for a couple of years. So yeah, I would shout them out as a cool sort of adjacent thing that started out of just a simple class, and they've sort of forged their own path through that.
All right.
Cool stuff.
Awesome.
And final question. This is a chat member question.
What is it?
Let me choose one because they've asked a couple, but I wanna start wrapping up. So I'll just choose the best one. All right. I'll let you choose between two of them because there's two, but one of them it might be too hard to pick for you. First one, which I have to be honest with, the one that I prefer is, what are some of your recent favorite mini plays that you've been doing? But if that's too hard to answer, we have an alternative.
I can answer that one.
Okay, cool.
I did a play recently. I don't know that this is going to translate because it's very much a visual play, but I did a play recently called Stool Hole. And it featured the Brad Paisley song Mud on the Tires. And so I would put a stool. So we have these stools at the theater that have these sort of square tops, and then they have these oval holes in the top center of them. And so I would pop that stool up over my shoulder, and I would walk it on stage. And while Mud on the Tires would play, I would kind of gently finesse and caress my way around that ovular hole, and then sort of make pretty intense eye contact with the audience while having them basically making them will me on to add multiple fingers to the process of the stool hole. I probably understand it. Yeah.
Well,
all right.
That's a pretty good one.
Okay. Well. Oh yeah. That reminds me, actually. There was this interesting performance that I also saw somewhat recently that involves stools, and it was called Stool Sample. It's at this place that our group Doomsday X3. We perform a lot at this place called Art Rat Studios in Roanoke.
Virginia.
They're like an experimental performance hub in the middle of the Appalachian Mountains. And there's this performance called Stool Sample where the guy that was doing it, he hooked up contact mics to a bunch of wood and power tools
and handsaws and drills.
He made a stool on stage, but there was contact mics and everything, so it sounded really wacky. And there was a dude messing with it on the synthesizer. And once he made the stool, he got everyone in the audience to pick up their chairs or stools and scrape them along the floor to make this crazy noise. And then
it's like metal chairs on a concrete floor.
A random guy from the audience just started getting on the drums that were there, and it was
not a random guy, Emotron.
Yeah, well, Emotron is not a random guy, but he's wonderful. But it was one of the best performances I've ever seen there.
Cool, that sounds great. That's incredible.
Well,
we're about out of time.
Yeah, it has been a pleasure talking to you. We're about to get to the radio play portion of our show.
Yeah, well, thank you both for having me. This was wacky and wild and fun, and I appreciate the hang.
Thank you for coming on. We loved having you.
We love if you did stay tuned, or if you tune into a future episode, you're always welcome to call in. And for our guests listening, before we go to the next part, make sure to check out www.doomsdayx3.com if you're interested in more of our stuff. And get ready to call in, because this next section, listeners, is all about call-ins. All right. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
You guys be well. Yeah, likewise. Take care, okay?
All right. You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, listeners, let us just give us a second to prepare ourselves. We will play the theme in between then and now.
What a wonderful call.
What a wonderful call. If it ever loads.
Wait, I got it.
No, I got it.
No, I got it. Shoot.
Welcome back, audience, to the second half of ZANG TUMB TUMB Radio Hour. This is still WXJM 88.7 on your FM dial. And I'm still Grayson.
And I'm still Archer. And that was still Neil from the Neo-Futurists. Look up Neo-Futurists online. Please go to their shows. We love them.
All right. So we're going to be doing a Choose Your Own Adventure quest. This means that we're going to have a call-in guest call in and go on a little adventure. So we're going to put the number in the Doomsday X3 fan Discord, which you can find on doomsdayx3.com. But we'll also put it here on air. It's 540-285-0012. Please call in. Once we get a call in, we will begin the Choose Your Own Adventure. So we're just waiting on a call-in guest. Could be anyone.
540-285-0012. Again, this is going to be a Choose Your Own Adventure.
I'm seeing some people in the chat that are typing when they could be calling.
We're getting a call-in from the one and only Richmond resident. Welcome to the ZANG TUMB TUMB Radio Hour caller. Are you ready for the incoming Choose Your Own Adventure?
Hello, yes, I'm back again to call and listen and choose. Yes.
All right. Well.
I will warn you, though, my laundry will be done in a short amount of time.
Can you stay on the call during this?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll make this a quick one.
All right. Are you doing the escape one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and Archer, start the hypothetical.
You awaken and find yourself deep inside a dark, steep, 30-foot deep dirt hole. You've been placed there by a big evil man who will not let you escape, and you have only a lighter, your clothes, a tree branch, a hot air balloon, a rope, a shovel, and a ladder. How do you escape?
Is the ladder tall enough to go up the hole?
Yes.
Would the man knock over the ladder if I tried to climb up it?
You don't know. It's a risk you're going to have to take.
Okay, I placed the ladder against the...
Before you can even place the ladder, the big scary evil man comes with a big bottle of hot tar, and he pulls it down the hole, and it covers you, and you fall to the ground, and you're laying on the ground covered in hot tar, and you're dying, and you die, and you die, and you die! Try again. You're placed in the bottom of this hole with your clothes, a tree branch, a hot air balloon, a rope, a shovel, and a ladder. How do you escape?
Can I take the shovel and dig to the other side of the earth?
You dig to the other side of the earth?
Yeah, isn't that what they do?
A massive thunderstorm appears overhead. A thunderstorm larger than you've ever seen. And lightning is striking everywhere, and a beam comes directly into the hole, striking you directly in the center of your head. And you're dead, and you're lying on the ground. You can feel yourself burning, and you're dead, and you die, and you're dead. Try again.
Oh. Could...
You find yourself in the bottom of a deep, dark hole with a tree branch, a hot air balloon, a rope, a shovel, and a ladder. How do you escape?
Well, could...
You spontaneously combust! Try again!
Could I take the hot air balloon and use the lighter in my clothes to fly up out of the hole?
As you start to fly, a plane comes from above, a massive Boeing 737, and crashes into the hole. There's a fire everywhere and flames like you've never seen, and you're at the bottom of the hole and you're crying and screaming, and you're dead! You're dead! You're dead! You're dead! Try again.
I don't like this very much.
You're at the bottom of a hole with a hot air balloon, a rope, a shovel, and a ladder. How do you escape?
Well, can I grab the rope, bring it to the top of the hole, tie it around something heavy, and then drop it down?
You're dead! You're dead! You're dead! You're dead! You're dead! Try again! Try again! You're at the bottom of a hole with a tree branch, a hot air balloon, a rope, a shovel, and a ladder. How do you escape?
Can I take the tree branch and start flapping it until I can get out of the hole?
You're flapping, you're rising and making your way to the top, and then a massive sinkhole opens beneath you, and it creates such an air current that it sucks you down deep into the center of the earth, and you can feel the pressure pressing in from all sides. You've never felt pain like this before, and you're dead, and you're dying, and you're dead. You suck at this. Try again. You're at the bottom of a deep hole with a tree branch, a hot air balloon, a rope, and a shovel, and a ladder. How do you escape?
Well, I've been listening to you talking about all of this, and I'm not liking it very much, but I think I will try the ladder again.
You'll try the ladder again?
Yeah. This time I put on my anti-tar shield.
Far off in the distance, you hear a distant whistle, gradually getting louder, louder and louder, getting closer and closer. You see something in the sky. An object is falling. What could it be? Mysterious gray orb getting louder and larger as it comes closer. It seems quite peaceful in its entrance. You're curious. It comes towards the entrance of the hole. It's falling down the hole, hits the ground. Explosion! You've been hit by a nuclear bomb! The U.S. government has killed you with a nuclear warhead! Your hole is deeper than it's ever been! You've sunk it deep to the center of the earth, and the hole is destroyed forever! You have failed the hypothetical.
All right, caller. Good try, but you have unfortunately failed the quest. I'm going to hang up on you now. No prize. We are accepting another call-in for a different hypothetical, different Choose Your Own Adventure. We need one more call-in, or probably actually a couple more. So please call in. We're going to give you a different scenario. It'll be a little easier this time, I promise. Again, the number is, if you need the number, it's 540-285-0012. Please do call in.
We're getting a call. All right. Caller, you're live on air.
Hey?
Hello, caller. Are you ready for your quest?
Is it going to be like the last one?
No, this one's very different. I'm the DM now.
Are you getting nice? Are you nice?
I'm
He's
very
gonna
nice.
be very nice.
Are you ready to begin your adventure?
Okay.
You find yourself in the kingdom of Grimblewald. In your house there are 3 cups, 1 bed, 2 maidens, and a green hat. Outside, you hear rumbling. What do you do, traveler?
Okay, so I'm in a house, there's maidens, a bed, and what else?
3 cups and a green hat.
I suppose I take a hat, I put the hat on, and I go outside.
Outside.
Can I talk to the maiden first? I want to know what they have to say.
Yes, you may talk to your maiden.
Okay, I will.
What do you say to your maiden?
Hey, maiden. Is there anything I should know before going outside?
It is a very nice day outside, says your maiden.
I thought I had more than one.
One of your maidens says this.
How many do I have again?
You have 2 maidens, 3 cups, and 1 green hat. And a bed.
Can I sell the maidens?
Can you what the maidens?
Can I sell them?
If you go to the market, perhaps.
Okay, I'm gonna take all of them with me in my hat and go outside.
You go outside, and there are 15,000 green goblins, 14,000 blue goblins, 7,000 dire orcs, 8,000 gnomes, 12,000 dwarves, 12,000 green dwarves, 50,000 yellow dwarves, 50,000 dire orcs, 70,000 dire elves, 70 elves, 70 yellow elves, 12... Stop laughing. 12 green goblins, 12 dire goblins, 13 humans, 15 knights, 15,000 priests.
Cease laughing or you shall fail your quest.
10 dragons, 15 green dragons, 20 red dragons, 400 dire dragons, and 12 red dragons. What do you do?
Okay. First of all, I regain my composure, okay? Okay, now I'm gonna step 1 foot out of the door frame. Only one, though, okay? I'm gonna look back at my maidens, I'm gonna wink at them, and then I'm gonna step 1 other foot out. And then I'm gonna say to all of the creatures, I'm gonna open my arms wide, and I'm gonna say, what the? Can't we just talk this out?
They are not attacking you.
Good.
They are standing in formation.
Why are they standing in formation?
Because they don't know what to do.
Oh, am I the boss?
No.
Can I be?
I don't know.
Can I try?
Why are you asking me?
Can I try to talk to them? Am I allowed to talk to them?
I don't know. Are you?
Make an attempt.
I don't know.
You must be confident in your actions, Traveler.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to the biggest dragon. I'm gonna say, hey, you know these guys? And I gesture to all the other creatures.
I know the 70,000 yellow goblins. I know 50,000 green dwarves. I know 12,000 red dwarves. I know 30,000 red goblins. I know 40,000 dire goblins. I know 50,000 yellow dwarves. I know 2,000 green dwarves. I know 3,000 blue dwarves. I know 1 red dragon. I know 3 green dragons. And I know 2 blue dragons. What do you do?
I go to the market. I go to the freaking market, dude.
In the market, you see 15 blue fish, 1 green merchant, 4 red merchants, a green apple, 12 red apples, 15 yellow cups, 14 red cows, 20 blue cows, 13 green cows, 50 yellow cows, 70 dire cows. Yeah?
Can I get potions here?
You see 12 green potions, 12 blue potions, 50,000 red potions, 12 million dire potions, 14 red potion merchants, 17 regular potion merchants, and 20 green potion merchants.
Is there animal taming potions?
You see 15 red animal taming potions, 20 green animal taming potions, and 5 billion red animal taming potions.
You said red twice.
No, I didn't.
Okay. So I'm gonna get the blue ones, and I'm gonna go tame the blue dragon.
Okay. You get the blue animal taming potions. You go to the blue dragon. What do you do now, Traveler?
I'm gonna use a potion on the dragon.
All right. The potion makes the dragon into the blue color.
It doesn't tame the dragon?
No.
What is an animal taming potion?
I'm sorry, but your time has expired, Traveler. I'll be hanging up now. Thank you for calling in, but that was all we have for that quest. Limited time.
It's a fantastic attempt by the Traveler.
Good attempt, but they haven't gotten it quite yet. All right, I believe we'll do one more quest. Do we have any people that would like to call in? If not, we have someone right here that could do a quest, if so needed. But we're going to give a little bit of time for anyone to call in. We do actually have someone that back up, though. But one more time, it is 540-285-0012. If you have any other callers that would like to do a quest, I'm going to give you 20 seconds to call in. 20, 19, 18, 16, 16. 15.
We're getting a call.
We are?
From the one and only 540 area code.
All right, answer it. Caller, hello.
Welcome, caller. You are live on the ZANG TUMB TUMB radio hour.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing this fine evening?
Hello. I'm listening. I'm trying to listen to a radio show simultaneously.
Yes, are you ready to begin your quest?
Yeah. Is it going to be more like the first quest or the second quest?
You'll have to wait and find out.
Fine.
You're sitting in your room. The lights shining through your eyelids make the world seem a bright white. A white so powerful it seems to vibrate with energy. You feel scared of its power. You feel glued to the blankets around you. You are stuck before it. What do you do?
I cry. I throw up.
You cry and throw up. Anything else?
Well, that was fun. I get up. I take these blankets off.
Something feels off. As if the light is vibrating itself apart into pixels of reality. Slowly it dissolves into specks of cyan, magenta, and yellow. The specks of reality gliding around the white, bouncing off the edges of your vision like a DVD logo on an old tube television. What do you do?
Look at it.
You look at it with any particular emotion.
Yes. I feel sad. I feel sadness.
Do you feel fear?
I feel fear.
Slowly the specks of light seem to gain a form. Small, shining spherical orbs that slide around and deform past each other like a viscous goo. You notice the blankets that trap you feel cold and wet. They seem to be writhing with the power of reality. What do you do?
I go back to sleep.
You go back to sleep. The goo seems to separate into expanses of multicolored, clear, hardened spheres. They attach to every surface, coating it in color and an iridescent sheen of liquid. They never sit still. Everything is made of the orbs. Reality has turned into an arrangement of Orbeez. What do you do?
Fuck yeah, man! It's Orbeez time.
Please watch your language on air, caller.
Please watch your language on air.
Oh yeah, man! It's Orbeez.
No worries.
Heck yeah,
no
man!
worries.
It's Orbeez time.
The Orbeez slowly get bigger. They inflate until they fill every piece of space around you. They begin to melt into one, a liquid that presses in from all sides. The liquid begins to turn. The colors dim and turn to brown. The liquid thins and becomes clear. You'll find yourself at the deep bottom of a pool of liquid. A tingle starts at your fingertips and leads up your arm, coating a small iridescent stream of bubbles on the surface of your skin. What do you do?
Turn into a bunch of Orbeez, probably. Join the pool.
You're beginning to turn into Orbeez. Slowly the bubbles combine and build into larger ones. They float to the surface in building waves. They shine a beautiful glowing rainbow through the rich brown of the liquid. You open your mouth to breathe and it hurts. Sweet, delicious liquid rushes into your lungs. A familiar taste, a painful taste. The bubbles fill your lungs with pain as they try to escape. You find yourself at the bottom of a vat of Coca-Cola. What do you do?
I drink it. I drink it all.
You attempt to drink the Coca-Cola. You begin drinking the Coca-Cola. It begins to fill you like no liquid has filled you before. You keep breathing and the Coca-Cola fills your veins. It builds a growing pain. It's trying to get out. The pressure builds inside until it feels like you might burst. The sweetness is sickening. You are so far down you can't see the surface through the brown. You're screaming. The music is so loud you can hear nothing else. You want it to end. You're screaming. You want it to end. You're screaming. You wake up. Your dad asks if you're okay. The music has stopped. What do you do?
I'm good. I'm going back to sleep.
Good night.
Thank you, caller. And now for one final quest. And we already have a caller. This one is sure to be a good one. Caller, welcome. You're on air.
Hello.
All right. So let me give you the scenario for this one and listen closely, okay? All right. So, like, imagine, right? Like, all right, this is like, it's based on like a dream I had, right? Like, so you go to bed and you're dreaming, right? And it's like you wake up and like you're in like a room, but it's like, it's not like quite a room. It's like a, how do you say? It's like a weird kind of room. And like, you're like walking around and like and you go down and you see your dad there, right? And he's like, "What are you doing here? Like, you shouldn't be in this room." And you're like, "Oh, I didn't know." So you go outside, and it's like you're back at high school out there, but you're like, you're not yourself, and like you are worrying about your classes, and you're like, "I gotta get to class," but you don't know if you're in class yet. You don't know what classes you have, so you go to your locker, but you like forgot the combination, and it looks different. And it's like weird. It's like really weird, you know, and like do you follow? Are you following? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. So don't stop talking. So you're keep going, and like you get in like your like car, and like your like old friend from like middle school's there, and you don't like, but like it's normal in the dream, but it's not like. And if it was real life, it would be weird. But if it's like in the dream, it's weird, or in the dream, it's normal. And you're driving with him, and like he's asking where are we going, man? But you're not sure. And then like you pull over, and you're at like a gas station, and then you get out, and the dream ends. What do you do? Like, do you get what I'm saying?
You said it was the gas station?
All right, thank you for calling in. That has been our show, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the ZANG TUMB TUMB Radio Hour. It has been a pleasure having you.
We appreciate you sticking here with us for the interview with the one and only Neil Bhandari, from the Neo-Futurists.
Yes.
It's been a great evening.
Be sure to join us next week for whatever guest we have then. Still determining. To be announced, but it's sure to be a hit. Any announcements before we leave?